What it do? Welcome back to another episode of And the Party Games Experience. Today on the microphone we have...
Which one is this one? Is this up, down? That's me.
I don't know how many times we go this. I think it's every week that you're on.
There's only one person on the top screen with him, so if he's doing it the opposite way, it's still you. But his screen
Draco.
is... His screen
The one
is...
and only. Draco.
And
I told
also,
you to.
Which one's that? I can't tell. Are you pointing up or down?
I'm pointing down to you.
To Offred.
We'll get this squared away. Like we'll become professionals. So
Y'all catch that?
This week, I want to tell our 18 viewers, because I think we're up to officially between 5 and 18, that we have stopped Draco from talking about Apex Legends again. That we have successfully forded Apex and Ark.
Shut it down.
Season 9 comes
Shut it
out
down.
tomorrow.
Season 9 comes out tomorrow, but he's not going to play it.
Oh, no. I'm playing it.
Are you playing it?
I'm playing it. And then I'm going to get Rust when Rust comes out in a couple of days. I'm going to get Rust.
And he's
So
not going to play that
everybody-
either.
Everybody else who watches that plays Apex, please log on and troll anybody you see with the handle Draco.
Honest. Draconis 303. Draconis.
All right, here's the thing. Here's a challenge to our 18 viewers. If you can get onto Ark or get onto Apex and Draconis 303, and you can kill him and videotape it and put it on the comments, Draco will personally get shot in the face with a Nerf gun in real life.
For each video.
For each video.
Each video, I'll put my goggles on. I'll just shoot me in the face.
And we will
Well, I
shoot
got one
him
question.
in the face.
I have one question.
What's that
Have you
question?
seen that new Netflix series, Shadow and Bone?
No, tell us about this Netflix series, Shadow and Bone.
You haven't seen it?
Just tell us about it.
Okay. So, it's based on it's a fantasy world, right?
Fantasy World.
And there's the Ravkas, and in between the Ravkas and the other territories, I can't remember that for Jordan, something like that. There's something called a fold. So there's Grisha, which basically is like a magic user, right?
Okay.
And you have like your Inferni magic users, your air. I don't think you haven't seen a water one yet, but you have like a heart renderer. People who use magic, right? But there are different specialties of magic. And there's one special one called the Sun Summoner, who is supposed to be able to destroy the fold. And in the fold, there's monsters in the fold. There's monsters in the fold.
Monsters in the fold.
Monsters in the fold. And they have to cross the fold to get to the other side to get supplies or whatever, right? And there's the Dark Summoner. He's the one who created the fold.
Okay.
And so the series is based off of the girl who has designed to go and destroy the fold, but it has like all these twists and turns. And there's a guy named Mao, who I think is an amazing character, actually. So there's Lena Starkov, and there's Mao. And then you have Alexander, who's the Dark Summoner. Then you have other random people that I don't even know their names. Like one of them's name is Jesper. He's like a gunslinger. Freaking amazing guy. I
Now,
recommend watching it.
you recommend watching it. I have a question for you before we go deeper. Okay.
Yeah.
Do they wear leather armor?
No.
They
They
wear...
wear something called the Kefka, which is bulletproof.
What is it made of?
They
Magic.
did not tell you what it's made of.
What does it
Which is not
look
what
like
it's
it's made of?
Cloth and magic.
Cloth.
A unicorn piss. It's made of unicorn piss.
Unicorn piss. See, the problem is every time you recommend a TV show to me...
I'm not recommending it to you. I'm recommending it to Chuck.
Okay,
Because Chuck and I have the same...
that's true. You two are CW teenage girls. Yes, I am fully aware of that as you wear your Julie and the Phantoms.
You
yes.
can go watch your teeth and your heels have eyes and stuff, okay? Chuck and I are going to watch the fantasy stuff.
I love The Hills Have Eyes.
It's a good one, right?
Then you just made fun of me for watching it. Now you're on board with it.
I'm on board because Chuck's on board.
I don't think you understand how this making fun of people works.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough.
how many times are there shirtless men or half-naked men running around?
Episode 5 is a gay scene where two men actually have sex. So you'll like, yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
Sold.
It's Jesper, and Jesper's a really hot guy. So I'm just getting that. I'm throwing that out there. I think he's fucking amazing. And so that is literally the only sex scene that I've seen so far. Is between two men.
Does it look like it would come on after Smallville and before Supernatural?
100%.
Hot garbage. I'm not watching it.
100%.
Anything that
It's
comes
amazing.
out of the CW is garbage.
So it's based off
Lies.
Absolute garbage. The TV show
Lies.
Charm, garbage.
Yeah,
Lies.
what about Pinky and the Brain?
Pinky and the Brain was not CW. That was Warner Brothers.
Warner Bros. Yeah, Warner Bros.
CW was Warner Brothers when
Okay.
it first came out.
Well, then I have to stand by what I said. Pinky and the Brain is garbage.
Mhm.
Pinky and the Brain is not garbage.
No, Charmed is
Dexter's
garbage.
Dexter's
Charmed
Lord?
is
No. Dexter's was no. Dexter's wasn't CW.
Somewhere in a city far away, a friend of ours is screaming, like he's looking up, like there's something wrong. Something is terribly
I
wrong.
will have you know, I went to San Francisco
Okay.
and I was able to get my picture taken, and I will find it, and you can upload it in a little screenshot. I am standing in front of the Charmed house. I got to meet the guy who played oh crap, what was his name?
Must not have been good.
Leo. I
Leo,
met the
okay.
guy. I met Leo in person, and he's awesome.
Look,
Charmed is great.
I'm not saying that I don't respect you as a person, but your taste in TV shows is lacking. We're gonna throw that out there.
Your taste in TV shows is lacking.
Touche. My taste
The
is
views-
lacking.
The views expressed by Chaz in this video are not necessarily the views of the entire podcast.
And I'll explain why your views are lacking. I'll explain why.
Explain to
If
me.
you go to Netflix, Shadow and Bone is one of the #1 watched shows currently going on right now. You obviously don't like it, but the rest of the world does. Therefore, logically, your shit sucks.
Yeah, no, totally understandable. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with most of the world not liking what I like. I'm okay with that.
So your opinion is less than mine and Chuck's.
Yeah, no, totally
Because
understandable.
we are up with like the hype of the people who are watching TV.
Yeah, no, you two have the finger on the pulse. Speaking of the
So,
finger
Chuck,
of the
I want
pulse,
you to watch it and tell me how you feel about it next week.
yeah, put in the I'm not watching that show. No.
Oh, I know you won't. I asked Chuck to watch it.
He probably watches it. He's probably going to watch it the moment he's
watch
done. Because he's a horrible friend. He only watches what you recommend, not the person like me. No, I understand. It's fine.
Chuck and
okay.
I are on the same page, you understand?
No, yeah, no, totally understand. Yeah,
We're-
vanilla.
Birds of the same feather.
Look, I understand. I'm vanilla and y'all are Neapolitan and the weird flavor only comes out once a season. You're Bite Potea Strawberry. I get it.
I like to be a rainbow sherbet.
No, you're seasonal. You're seasonal.
You just say you like sherbet?
I said I don't like sherbet. Sherbet is
Now that's
I don't
funny
like
because
Orange
in
Sherbet.
Family, not Family Guy, in Modern Family, they actually go, there's ice cream and sorbet, nothing else. God, I hate sherbet. And guess who says that?
the gay guys.
And their friends. Yes. Now, let's go on to our topic of nerdum. We've expressly talked about TJ's views. To Hoffren, what's tickling your fancy? What would you like to talk about?
I want to talk about Marvel and DC. I want to dig into the best Marvel characters and the worst Marvel characters, and the best DC characters and the worst DC characters. I like to break it down by the heroes and the villains. They don't all lump into one, because you've got the best of the heroes and the worst of the heroes. You've got the best villains and you've got the worst villains.
All right, Draco, why don't you tell us what your favorite is?
I'm gonna go green. I'm gonna go Hal Jordan
Okay,
all the way, all the way.
Green Lantern.
And the Green Lantern. And this
Good
is
choice.
what I personally think he's very underrated. Because first off, he has the ring. His ring is powered by willpower,
Yep.
and he has an indomitable willpower, which means like if he goes up against Superman or Batman, he can do whatever the heck he wants because he can create whatever he wants. He can create a fucking black hole and suck him inside. You know, Superman comes at him, he just puts Superman in a giant suit of kryptonite. and that's it. Hal Jordan
No.
can do whatever the heck he wants. His only downside is that ring.
What? Nobody asked you to prom, so now you dress as a bat and prowl around your parents' basement?
What's this do?
Huh?
Needs to be charged every 24 hours. And personally, I think Hal Jordan is the greatest. However, he is led by his emotions, so he could be easily tricked into stuff.
So, you're wrong on one point. He cannot create kryptonite. He cannot create an actual form out of his ring. It is just a green energy. So he can make what looks like kryptonite and hopefully scare off Superman, because Superman doesn't want to get too close to what he thinks is kryptonite, but he can't actually create kryptonite from that ring. He doesn't have the power to weaken Superman with the ring.
So, with Hal Jordan and his willpower, like, what part of that willpower do you like? Is there a particular battle or particular instance where the Green Lantern sticks out in your mind of why you picked him?
I was actually doing some research, and he actually went against God, what's that guy's name? Superman fought him. It's Superman's general.
General Zod?
General Zod, thank you. He went up against General Zod in I don't remember the comic book name. Not One Punch. That was a different one. And he walked through General Zod like it was candy. Like he just walked right through him. He had such a hard time. So his ring is based off of how strong his willpower is. The stronger his willpower is, the stronger he is. And his willpower, from what I understand, is infinite. So for 24 hours, he can literally be an infinite creature to do whatever the heck he wants. However, though, in the comics, he does do simple things like create a boxing glove or a boot or a machine gun. Something that's unimaginative, which is his downfall and my personality. But, I mean, his willpower is so strong, there's even a comic book where he knocks out Superman in one punch. I did try to find that out. I think it was Superman number 38, where he actually knocks him out in one punch. And then there's another comic book where he gets knocked out in one punch. I think it's called One Punch.
Okay. Now.
So, I mean, by a guy named Dodd or something like that.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask this one question. Can you recite the Green Lantern code?
I cannot recite the Green Lantern. No, I cannot.
Is that the limited edition Green Lantern lantern?
In brightest day, in darkest night, no evil shall escape my sight.
Oh, that is so awesome.
So he's your favorite character. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. You know, we get it. We get it.
Ring.
You came with a lot today. I appreciate that.
Welcome. I did some research.
You did some research. Yes. I really do appreciate that.
I personally think he's the greatest. Batman's number 2.
Batman is low down on the pole.
No, Batman is like the second greatest.
No. Oh my god. So,
Triggered.
Trigger. I've just been triggered. Not only is Batman a whiny ass little pussy. Sorry.
Okay.
People, I didn't mean to use that word. A whiny ass little boy.
Man, almost did it again.
Almost did it again. The best movie that they ever did was Batman versus Superman, because in that movie they showed how much of a little whiny pansy he is. He literally took out and destroyed a city block to get kryptonite so that he could stop Superman, because Superman was so powerful that he could destroy a city block. And that was his fear.
Superman's ass.
Because of the kryptonite.
Sure. But I'm not going to lie. If I'm getting in a fight against somebody and they got a weak knee, I'm kicking that knee.
What's Superman's power?
Super strength, laser vision.
I'm sorry, not Superman. What is Batman's superpower?
That's the best part about Batman, is that he has no superpower. It's all
Money.
technology based.
Money.
Money fight.
No, money is not a superpower.
He literally has money and this is the other thing that bothers me about Batman, is he has all of these wonderful toys that he has.
Go ahead. Sorry about that, guys. We had technical difficulties. Some bandwidth shut down. This time it was mine.
All right. So Superman has all these wonderful toys, and he keeps them in his garage, and he has.
You mean Batman?
Batman. has all these wonderful toys in his garage that he has to defeat any foe, and he just keeps it there on hold. And he goes through 3 or 4 fights without using this weapon, and then all of a sudden, oh, I can't do it. So, I had this thing from a month ago that was just collecting dust in my garage. Let me go ahead and use that. It's like
So he has a plan B.
It's not a plan B. You never.
It's a contingency plan.
The contingency plan is something totally different.
Now,
That is just wasting time. It's like the Power Rangers not calling out the Zords
Well,
first.
yeah, but I mean,
It's like
if you think about it,
it's like the
it's a waste of time.
Planeteers. They have to do all the fights, and then they call Captain Planet. Why not at the
I love
beginning
Captain
just
Planet.
call Captain Planet and get it done?
because that's not how the
Save so much
storyline.
time.
That's not how the
They have
storyline
to
works.
First off, they have to have all of them together to basically call the real
No.
Captain Planet.
No, all they
Yeah,
need
no.
is Heart, because Heart can talk to all of them, and then when they are all over the world, he just tells them, "Hey, everybody, let's call Captain Planet," and then they do it and go Planet.
Because then the
Yeah,
episodes
man.
only be 2 minutes long.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to look at it that way, I mean, even Superman lags things out. He can just grab the bad guy, fly into space so they can't breathe, and they just die.
Oh, first of
Throw them into
all,
the sun.
let me ask you two this question: who here knows how much Batman is worth? Because Forbes did an article about this.
I used to know, but I don't have that answer for you right now.
What was that?
I said I used to know, but I don't have that answer right
Oh
now.
no, I'm sorry. I'm trying to talk to Draco.
2.4 billion.
Try over 100 billion.
That's right.
Now, you got to remember, you guys are valid arguments, but the big thing is Batman is the worst superhero because he actually doesn't fix anything. He's constantly bringing villains and he's creating supervillains because supervillains are matching him as a superhero. And when the villains get bigger than him, he has to call the Justice League in. Then, instead of fixing the economic state of Gotham, he is just running around creating money laundering using Wayne Industries to fund his personal vendetta. So, in
Thank you.
actuality, Batman is worse for Gotham than any other superhero.
That was my next point. Thank you
Lies!
for bringing that up. The
Batman's
fact
the
that
greatest, second greatest.
the fact that he could literally fix the poverty, the gangs, the entire city just by his money, and he does it. He would rather waste the money on fighting supervillains because that is what he gets off to.
Superman can fly around Gotham in one day, round them all up and throw them all in jail. Problem solved there too.
Well, then you start getting
that's
the
not
existential
Superman.
Christ stuff.
I mean, X-ray vision.
No,
you
hold
hear
on.
everybody
You get,
talking.
hold on, Dahofrin. Hold on. There are other people here too.
Sorry,
They-
triggered. Sorry, triggered.
when you look at Superman, you're wearing a Superman shirt, which is funny. When you look at Superman, you can't round him up because then you start getting the ethical conundrum that you're actually rounding people up before they committed a crime. That was the whole base of Civil War in Marvel with Captain America and with Iron Man. How do you know someone's about to break the law? You can have algorithms, you can have surveillance, you can have everything pointing at that person's about to break the law. Hell, even the movie Minority Report. You're not guilty till the law is broken.
Hear them. He goes up into space and hears everybody on Earth. He can hear everybody. He'd be like, okay, I'll just wait 10 seconds. Oh, you committed a crime. Boom, done. Game over. Go to jail.
Right to jail.
Oh, you committed a crime over there. Boom, go over. So yeah, he can literally clean up Gotham in a day.
That is
Locate the Joker, locate all the big villains, and round them all up and just throw them all in jail.
that goes against Superman. He literally is the embodiment of truth and justice for all.
Joker's killing people. Go round them up.
He does when Joker does. But going up there and listening and eavesdropping on everybody's conversation, that ties into Big Brother invading somebody's
But he
personal
does it in
rights.
every episode. You see him fly out of space, close his eyes, he listens. There's needs some help, then I'm gonna go.
He's listening for certain things. He's not out there eavesdropping and picking up on trigger words. That's when Big Brother comes into place. And any time in any of the comics that we watch or read where Superman crosses that line and starts to do stuff outside of the realm of what is right and fair to everybody, he crosses the line and then he goes too far. And then
And
he
Batman's
becomes...
there to shut him down.
No.
Yes. Or the Green Lantern is to shut him down. Boom.
Well,
Batman is
you're thinking of Frank Miller. You're thinking of the Dark Knight Rises and the Dark Knight series by Frank Miller. Batman doesn't actually shut Superman down. He doesn't beat Superman. Have you read the comics? Just say no.
He fakes his death. In the
Just
comic, he
say
fakes
no.
his death. In the comic, he fakes his death and changes Superman over.
He what?
He fakes his death.
And what does that mean? Like, how does he fake his death?
I don't know. I just know he fakes his death. We've had this conversation.
He makes Superman believe that Superman killed Batman, so Superman crossed the line. He actually had to hide all of his personal wealth and the company. He had to make the company move on without him to show that he is actually dead. That made Superman realize that Superman went too far. See, both of you guys have valid arguments, but when you start looking at it, you have to focus on the duality. You have to focus on the ethical conundrums that these characters have. And all superheroes, sorry to say, are hilarious at best, because when you start dressing up in tactical animal gear or blue spandex, you're absurd right now. But it's fun, it's entertaining. Let's talk about my favorite Marvel character, because I'm not a big fan of DC. I love Cyclops. And now let me tell you why I love Cyclops. Because I know 3 comics that I personally like that make Cyclops what makes him my favorite. In 1994, The Adventures of Cyclops and the Phoenix. You really get to see how Cyclops stood next to his wife, because everyone complained, everyone made fun of the fact that White Queen made Cyclops think she was Jean Grey. But in this 94, which was my favorite era of comics, in 94, you see Cyclops fighting with them. The next comic that shows Cyclops, how resilient he is in from the Dark Phoenix saga. Now, everyone knows who Dark Phoenix is, right?
The Phoenix?
Yeah,
Jean Grey?
but Dark Phoenix. So the Dark Phoenix saga actually lasts from 1976 to about 2006. Do believe that in 2006 is when they actually wrapped the whole series up. But you got to see how Scott constantly changed his life and constantly make tough decisions, but he stuck to it. He stuck to the right decisions, and every time he made a bad decision, it didn't change who he was. He always stayed true to himself. When you look at Batman and Superman and many other superheroes, they always change. Not necessarily evolve, but they just change. Like their point of view changes, or they realize they did bad and then they feel bad, but they don't look at the greater good. Whereas Scott always looks at the greater good. And then my absolute favorite is The Astonishing X-Men that came out in 2004. That was actually written by Joss Whedon. And it's where he fights the Avengers. What?
I saw Chuck's face. You said Joss Whedon.
Yeah, did he get like a fanboy boner?
It's like, oh.
No. We'll save it. Finish.
Yeah. So I like the fact that Scott he fought the Avengers, and even though he loses and gets arrested, he still believed what the X-Men was about and didn't care what the Avengers were about, because the Avengers are the flavor of the week and they can't even really get their own shtick together. Whereas Cyclops, Scott Summers, again written by one of the greatest writers, Joss Whedon, stayed true to who he was. These are 3 great comics. I'll post them right here for you, the pictures. Definitely my favorites. Why Scott Summers is the best. And for my villain, I'll have to say Apocalypse. Apocalypse is my favorite villain. He is the best villain because, again, why is that? He stays true. He has a vision. And even though his vision's dark and bad and no, we don't want the cybernetic virus and plague, he's not the Sentinels. He's not Nimrod. He is trying to cleanse the world and bring humanity up with mutants. But in a very bad, negative way. Kind of like Hitler. So that is my 2 cents.
So, Cyclops is a giant douchebag.
I said don't.
You're wrong in 3 ways. Go ahead.
If you look up tool in the dictionary, there it says see douchebag, and then you flip over to douchebag and you see a picture of Scott Summers. Best villain is Magneto. Similar to why you like your villain. Magneto, all he wants is he's been oppressed by humanity for so long, and he's bringing down the mutant civilization that he is basically fighting for mutants. It would be like if we invaded another planet and we started trying to eradicate the alien race and then got upset at them for fighting back. All he's doing is trying to save his people. Do I agree with human genocide so that he can get what he wants? No. But, do I also agree with mutant genocide, which the humans were doing? No. He was turned in a very wrong way, opposite of what Charles Xavier was trying to do and make it to where we could all live together. He didn't see that happening, so he was trying to save his own people. And so, again, true to himself, he pretty much everything he does, he's doing for mutants.
I had to say Thanos is the greatest villain ever. And I will tell you why.
The fact that he had the Infinity Rings, the entire Infinity Gauntlet, and was beaten by his own daughter because she was able to come up with a plan to trick him, even though he's now has the ability to see into the future, read minds, and have foresight.
Everybody has a
we
weakness.
totally forget about that when she tricks him and comes up with a plan that he could not read her mind or see happening. Okay.
Yes, everybody has a weakness. But what
Logic.
he was doing in his own personal way, what he was doing was trying to help people, trying to help people grow by eliminating half of a population so the other half could thrive, which does less on the resources, the oxygen, everything, global warming, everything. I mean, technically, he probably saved, when he did his stuff, he probably saved many planets outside of Earth that was overpopulated. He probably saved a bunch. And then when Iron Man went and did his thing back again...
You're talking about the movie.
So you're talking about the movie.
I'm talking about the movie. I'm not talking about the comic.
That's fine. It's fine. Okay, see.
Okay. I'm going to the MCU. Because I love Thanos in the MCU. Okay?
The only problem I have with the movie is why didn't you just say, snap my finger, everyone's got double the resources?
True. You could have. But that would have made crowded planets even more crowded.
No, double resources.
Sure, but if you double the resources, you're not doubling the size of the planet. You're just doubling the size of the resources.
Almost every planet, except for Coruscant, is actually nowhere near capacity. They just don't have the resources available to them.
So, in essence, what he was doing was a noble thing.
Uh-huh.
He was doing something
And
noble.
before he got his rings in the movie, did he not destroy an entire planet of people? Did he not wipe out entire civilizations? Not just half, but an entire?
No. He only wiped out half.
No, if they opposed him.
Okay. From what I understand, like Gamora's planet, he only wiped out half of Gamora's planet.
In the comic, Jahafran, you got me on the whole daughter tricking part, but the only thing that really bothered me with the comic was he did it for the love of death, a woman.
Yeah.
Like, that was the whole driving force behind him. No noble cause, no nothing, just, I'm going to get in shape and she's going to like me.
Yeah.
For a woman. I'm just saying. People do dumb things for love. I've done some dumb shit for love in my day.
And look what that's gotten you.
One time I was suspended on a wall, but we won't go there.
Fair enough. So, if you agree or disagree with our with our character picks. And if you want to make a video or post a comment, put them down there. Let's see them. Let's see what y'all say. Who's your favorite?
X-Men.
Who's your favorite villain? Is it the movies or the comics?
Please tell us why Batman and Cyclops are the biggest douchebags in both series.
You can't give me a reason why he's a douchebag. You just don't like him. So I have an idea why people don't like him. Because most people I still believe in that watched the cartoon shows and watched the comics, stuff like that, through the 80s and 90s, didn't like him because they were being picked on by the guy who was Scott Summers, the quarterback, the popular jock in school. They couldn't look past that. Maybe that guy or gal who put you in their book about shame, or maybe they threw hoist you up on a wall because you hit on their girlfriend. But Scott Summers didn't do any of that.
I have a question.
The burn book.
The burn book.
Who was your favorite? DeHoffman? I didn't hear you say who your favorite was.
We know who it is.
I've got plenty of favorite Marvel characters. Up there at the top is Spider-Man
Loser.
and Wolverine.
Oh, big douche.
Yeah. Wolverine's the biggest douche of them all.
Shut up.
Worst.
He's even bigger douche than Scott Summers. So you picked a goody-goody and then a douchebag.
Put the
You got two opposite
kid
ends of the spectrum.
with the selfish prick. Yeah.
Wolverine was not a selfish
Yeah.
prick.
Okay. Who killed Morph? Everybody, all at once. Wolverine,
Wolverine.
because he wouldn't retreat.
Morph didn't die.
Yes, he did. He was resurrected.
No, he didn't. His protection of Jean Grey, not Jean Grey, well, her too, Jubilee. His connection with Jubilee.
The teenager.
One of the worst. My favorite comic strip that goes around on Reddit and Facebook and all those posts is Scott and Jean Grey watching this big, huge, amazing fireworks on the 4th of July. And Jean Grey just turns to Scott and says, "You know, we could have just got Jubilee to do this." Like, that's basically her power. She can... Ooh, sparkles.
I remember hearing someone try to say she's an Omega level mutant, and I was like,
No, she's not. No.
Against VCRs, maybe, and arcade machines. Oh, for you kids who've never seen it in the cartoon, that's how she found out she had powers. She fried the VCR in the house,
VCR.
and then she also fried an arcade
If we're going
in the mall.
favorite X-Men, I'm gonna go Gambit. I like Gambit.
I love Gambit. Oh,
He's the
I want to give my
worst!
answer.
What do you mean
He's
he's the worst? He's amazing, and he's not a douche.
He is Summer's Eve. He is the epitome of saltwater vinegar. Him and Wolverine.
You know, if you think about it, anything Gambit touches, he can charge up to explode. So logically, he could grab Scott Summers, charge him up, and explode him.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Scott Summers is all he does is open his eyes to the energy portal world or whatever. Yeah, you're right. I'm not like picking a guy just because he's bulletproof. I mean, if you want to say that, then Gladiator is my favorite Marvel character. No, I'm picking someone who's rightfully the best character. I've given you 3 examples. 3 examples.
I changed my answer. Not Jean Grey. Rogue and Gambit are two of the
They're
best.
horrible people.
Rogue is not a horrible
How did
person.
Rogue get her powers?
She stole it from Miss Marvel.
She was under the influence of her mother, and she knew while she was doing it. She was like, "This is bad, Mama. I want to stop. Mama, please." And Mama said, "No, it's okay. Keep doing it."
Oh,
Wasn't
she was
that
under
Mystique, though, pretending to be your
duress.
mom?
She was under
Wasn't that
duress.
Mystique? But wasn't that Mystique though pretending to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
your
yeah,
mom?
yeah.
It wasn't pretending to be her mom.
Well, no, we're not trying to figure out who's who. Well, let's
we
focus
know
on
it was
that.
Mystique.
So one of the main reasons why everyone hates Scott Summers is because Scott Summers cheated on Jean Grey, correct?
No, just
No.
regular douchebag. He didn't really cheat on her. He thought it was Jean
With White Queen.
with White Queen. That's
Yas!
why he's a douchebag.
You mean he
And
couldn't
why-
tell the difference when he got inside of her?
What the?
Man.
Now you're going.
Asshole.
Hello, kids. If that offends you, post a comment how that offends you. and we will shoot Draco in the face with a Nerf gun. This has been your local Blood Ocean Cult PSA.
On our next podcast with the magic cards.
All right. Let's change the subject. Let's get off this one because you two obviously are well versed in comics and have dates and authors and illustrators. You come prepared. Let's talk about
The old Spider-Man comic.
because I'm a nerd. Is that what you're gonna say?
No, let's say because you use Josh Whedon, because great director. I mean, he did a lot of great movies.
Like,
And
what is his best work so far?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Wrong. Firefly through and through.
Everybody hates Buffy, only for the fact that he did Buffy and Firefly pretty much at the same time.
No.
And Firefly only got one season, and they kept going with Buffy, and like, really, this is what
Look.
you guys went with?
So, because Draco and myself are not in the gay community, you can't neither deny nor confirm this, but I really think there is a gay community starter pack that's sent to you. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer is a DVD in that pack that you have to watch and you have to like. Even if you hate the show, you have to sign a contract. You have to love Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes, there's a questionnaire.
Vampire Slayer.
I mean, let's put it this way.
And Angel? Did you watch the series of Angel?
Did he watch Angel?
I used to have both series, full seasons, the entire seasons of both on DVD.
Did you ever watch Bones?
Yes, I watched Bones.
Yeah.
He only had CW. He didn't need any other channel. He had the CW and Bravo.
I even went as far as trying to go online and finding the video of Angel, David Borealis, in that infamous video that he sent out recently by accident.
Oh, I guarantee you some country in another part of the world has your credit card information because there was a window that popped up. Click here for his sex tape or his inappropriate video, and you were clicking just constantly. Click, click,
Shut
click,
up,
click,
take
click,
my
click.
money.
Had your mouse over it. Click, 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 click. All right, we're changing the subject.
Change the subject.
CW. We're done with the CW.
For now.
Let's talk about what really matters. Let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons. Now, with everyone knowing, yes, you got nothing. You put your hands down, Draco. Exactly, DeHoffrin, thank you.
There you go.
You need to start hanging some Dungeons and Dragons stuff in your car. That way we'll get you a little beholder that hangs from your ceiling. Let's show our minis off. Now, let's talk about what really matters right now in Dungeons and Dragons. Oh. Hey-o!
I got my dice, my metal dice. I'm ready
Draco
to
coming out guns blazing. Let's talk about this. Hold on. Oh, shit. He's dropping shade. Hold on. I'll drop shade too. There. Is it backwards?
No, that's right.
Okay. All right. Now, let's talk about... Now, with all the game stores opening up and we're having the gaming areas being repopulated by gamers, let's talk about what do you need to do to go back to the table. Let's discuss that from a player's perspective, from a DM's perspective. What do we have to do to get back to the table?
Like, we're talking about, like, a table at a gaming place or, like, just table.
Well, do you feel comfortable gaming at a gaming store?
Yeah, I would totally feel comfortable gaming a game. I've been waiting for this to come back open again because I don't do the online gaming, and I miss the social interaction of other people.
So now, I'm glad you say that because you've never gone to any of my invites for a gaming store. In front of our 18 viewers, explain how you're a bad friend.
I'm not a bad friend. You invited me on days I'm busy. I have children.
I have children too!
Correct. But
you make time for
take care of
Apex
said children.
and Ark.
Because they're sitting right behind me with their hands over me like this, and I'm doing this.
That's why your scores are so bad.
Get out of the toilet! Out of the toilet! I hear you in there!
Let's talk about, from a player's perspective, are you buying things? What are you amassing to get ready to go back to the table?
A massive amount of mask. I bought a cool mask to get ready for it. Look at this. Look at that. You put it over your head. It's like a little like hat make me a mask. It's amazing. I bought
Yeah.
it yesterday. I was super excited. And my wife was like, "Why do you need that?" I'm like, "I'm going to Chaz's house soon to be doing some gaming. I'm gonna have my mask in case someone says you're COVID." I'm like,
He got the Ronas.
So, real quick, everybody who's watching that's under the age of 40 probably don't remember this, but there used to be a show called Survivor, and the first episode or season that came out, they had these really amazing circular rags that you could put over your head, and it'd be either a cap. You can do it as a scarf around your neck. You can cover it up to cover the smoke when you're out camping. It was all these versatile things.
I'm going to wear what was once one of my pant legs.
And everybody thought it was ridiculous, but they came out with these, and they had the Survivor logos all over it because all the players the first season had one of these things. And we all laughed and was like, oh my god, this is stupid, and only the diehard Survivor fans really wanted it. And nobody's realizing this or remember, what you bought has been around since before Survivor, and that's all it is this cheap little stupid thing that...
So
like a
we
tombstone.
are focusing
Giant
right
tombstone.
now on his mask and not D&D. That's where we're at.
The mask is for D&D.
Yeah, and I said good, and we moved on from that.
Alright,
Let's talk about. I'm just trying to make you feel bad because you should feel bad. What are you amassing as a player, Dahafram? What are you bringing? Like, what about some purchases? Have you made some special purchases? Come back to the tabletop.
I haven't made any real purchases.
Really,
I
like
did
Hero
buy-
Forge?
I haven't spent money on Hero Forge in a little bit. I did after the pandemic started. Where is it? Oh, I created a barbarian fighter, and you can't really see it in the video. But
I'll have
they
Dahafram send me a picture and I'll post it on the screen.
They came out with the black sensor screen for your players. So I have a fully He-Man style character that runs around naked that has his little sensor bar over him.
But see,
that I
that's my
got.
point. You bought something. You didn't make you don't buy the figurine because you have a character like that. You're making a character based off figurine that you designed, you brought. That's what we should be focusing on. People need to start preparing to go back to the table. What do you do with that? Go out and get the mini. Go out and get your mini. If you don't know how to paint, there's tons of tutorials online. We have tutorials. You shoot me a comment, shoot me a note of what you want me to paint for you, how to paint it. I'll show you how to paint it. Let's talk about dice.
Sidetrack real quick. There is a video I want you to do. I have a hard time painting faces on minis.
Okay.
Getting that detail. I want you to paint an actual size mini and do all the details on it so that I can learn how to do
Sure.
details.
I actually went and bought these dice right here for the tabletop.
Exactly. Like, so, players, go out, get your mini. If you don't know how to paint, get a tutorial. Unless Dahafram wants to side rail me again. Oh, I thought it was funny. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt feelings. We're all in good fun. But go out and get your mini. Go out and get your dice. Draco, how much are those dice? Were they expensive?
No, they're like $10.
Exactly. What else are you going to buy? What else? Is there anything else? Like, are you on Kickstarter? Do you guys go on Kickstarter and look at things?
I do all the time. They
Journals?
have amazing things.
Folders?
Not a journal, but I'm gonna get a little dice table. I'm getting that soon. Yeah, a little dice.
So that's
table.
another
It has a
thing,
little tower.
If you guys don't want to spend money on some of those elaborate journals they have for D&D, there's also in our backlog of videos a tutorial on how to make your own journal at home.
Yeah, we were talking about
well-
the funny part where you made the paper mache liquid, but didn't say how to make the liquid. And I'm just sitting there like painting the figurine, listening to the video because as I edit, I'm like, wait a second, hold on. But yeah, exactly. You make a journal.
I was actually hold on. I was actually watching that video, right? As Chaz was editing it. I kept saying, why would you make a paper mache one? Why don't you just go buy it? And then he went to the finished product, and I have to say, it looked amazing. Even I was like, okay, my bad, I'm wrong. This looks amazing.
Thank you.
So I was supposed to let you know that looked amazing. I was making fun of it the whole time until the end, and I was like, "Oh, I take it all back. That's amazing."
You lose sight of the forest to the trees, absolutely. But
I'm using my 3D printer right now to print out spell trackers. It's a little plastic thing that you can either print out for your rogue, your paladin or whatnot, and you can put little pieces in it to track how many times you use a spell and pull it out, so that you're not constantly writing on your hard sheet of making marks and having to keep on erasing and rewriting.
so, I mean, one thing I recommend to players: find ways to organize. Find ways cool ways to do your character sheets. Find special character sheets. Go online. Really own the tabletop when you get there. Your dice tower and your dice. I forgot the name of it. Get those dice things. Get the dice towers. Absolutely. Custom make them. Go out there. Hot glue. Hobby Lobby. Start building it. When you come back to the table after 18 months of not being at the table, bring it. Own that character. Have a special mini. Have your special character sheet. Have your special dice. We need to come back. We need to go back to the table, and we need to go back loud and proud. Now, don't take up the whole table, but let's do that. Now, from a GM standpoint, what do you want to see from your GM? What do you want to see from your GM when they come back to the table? Let's start with Draco. What do you think?
What do I want to see from my only DM that I use? Fairness. I don't want him to target me no more.
Okay, you're useless. I'm done. I'm gonna cut you out of the videos from now on. You're useless. D'Hoffryn, what do you want to see from your GM? Your GM's coming back. It's been 18 months since you've been at a table. Go.
I want a really cool interactive playmat. They've got the ones now where it doesn't have to be 3D. You don't have to buy the Warlock towers. You have the flat thing, and you can place whatever you want on top of it, so it's still like you're looking down on it, but it's not just the rollout of the squares and somebody having to draw in with their hand on top of that. But they can actually place the house, the trees, the bush, and give you a full immersive view of what's going on.
So it's funny is I was looking at this one company called Monster Fight Club, and I've posted in our Discord channel, and as our personal friends and stuff like that, we're talking about it. I like their trees. A lot of people kind of were complaining about the trees, saying they're looking very cartoony. And I'm thinking to myself, who gives a shit? It's a fucking game. It should be looking cartoony. Who cares? It's function. The only problem I had with it was people like Draco, when they see a tree, they scurry their little scampy ass up there, right? The problem was the trees didn't have minis. So I couldn't have a place for me. So I was like, what should I do? And lo and behold, I went to the website, and that's where the picture's going to be. They have a tree stand that clicks onto the trees, so you can put a mini on the tree.
What you looking forward to?
What's that?
The boat you bought. I want to have an adventure where I can customize a boat, have boat battles with other pirates. I can design the boat. Like, I can put ballistas on there, like cannons. I can have a crew, a cook. Like, I want some kind of like really build your own crew type ship with my friends. Honestly, I'm looking forward to like a pirate
boat. I'm putting the boat in. It's gonna be an edit. It's gonna be there.
Boat.
Because you're gonna have a nice boat. Like, I like it. Like we were having that little boat adventure. All I want to do is ride around the boat in the seas and just be a pirate.
So that's what I'm doing as a GM. So as I'm bringing back to the table, as I'm learning how to DM better, I want my players to be more immersed. I'm pulling up sounds. I'm doing my voices. I'm writing intricate backstories. I'm trying to introduce role playing into the game. I'm bringing the figurines. I'm bringing the scenery. I'm also going to look at the tower, the boat. GMs, it's a call to arms. Players are coming back to your table after 18 months. Make them remember why tabletop is so amazing. Roll20 did a great job, and I'm still going to use Roll20 from time to time when I have to. But let's get the tabletop back. It's a call to arms to GMs. Make sure you're ready to go. Conferences are coming back. So I'm actually going to have to invest in a small speaker box I can wear underneath my mask so I can project my voice using a speaker. It has to be done. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and wrap it up. I think we've covered all that we need to cover for tonight. Draco, let's go ahead and hear from you this time. How do you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
It's about right.
Watch Shadow and Bone. Oh, and catch us next time because I want to do a whole entire Magic thing. He's going to teach me how to play Magic.
Oh my God! Bring your Tylenol. Bring your aspirin. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be hurtful, but overall, it's gonna be very entertaining.
It's literally the blind leading the blind, and that's what's really going to be fun about it.
All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Go to the restroom. DeHoffrin, take it away.
All right, if you have not yet, please watch Julie and the Phantoms.
Julie and the Phantoms.
Julie and the Phantoms. It is a great, great show. I love the music. As soon as I watched it, I had to binge watch it. I downloaded all the music. It's on iTunes. Buy it. It's fabulous. Fabulous. Need a second season. Waiting for the second season. Want a second season. If you don't like the show after watching the first episode, just let the entire season run so that they get the views, so that hopefully if there's enough views we can get a second season. Winx Saga. We need Winx Saga to come back. It is coming back, but I just want to keep that going. And share, please, if you're out there watching, because I know you watch, you're one of our 18 viewers, please call me. We need a hangout. I would love to sit down and order a pizza and hang out and have a Asa Martini with you.
He's not going to wear you as a skin suit or anything. He legitimately wants to be within your presence.
It puts the lotion on his skin.
Well, it's part of the package that he got when you know.
Yeah, it was in the gay starter pack.
Well,
yes.
What is it? I bought Marcus Phoenix right there, the statue, because I love Gears of War. I thought that Gears of War was a great game. It was revolutionary, breakthrough, all that stuff. My wife now actually dislikes me more because I bought that statue right there. And maybe I'll bring him up right here somewhere, whatever. But legitimately, what?
Gears of War 1, 2, and 3, great games. But I heard they weren't going to make any more of that. But then they made 4, which is about Phoenix's son, or Marcus's son. Marcus Phoenix's son, yeah. Which was okay. And number 5 was a little bit better than number 4. So I'm going to give number 6 a chance when it comes out. But it doesn't have the Gears of War feel from 1, 2, and 3.
We'll talk about video games in our next podcast because there's a ton of Switch stuff I want to talk about. But Gears of War 3 is the best Gears of War they've ever made. Hands down.
I agree.
100%. But just remember, folks, you can be right, you can be wrong, but at least you're not Draco. Have a good night.